Japan. A name that conjures images of ancient temples and neon skylines, of cherry blossoms and bullet trains moving at impossible speeds. But what lies beneath the surface of this island nation where tradition and innovation don't just coexist, they dance? Most travelers see Japan through a narrow lens. Tokyo's chaos, Kyoto's temples, perhaps Mount Fuji from a train window. But Japan is a country of whispers and contradictions, where silence speaks louder than words, where a tea ceremony can take hours, but a meal is served in minutes, where the oldest family business on Earth still operates after 1,400 years. Over the next hour, we'll journey through 7 cities that uncover what makes Japan unforgettable. From the electric pulse of Tokyo to the haunting beauty of Hiroshima, from ancient capitals to modern metropolises rebuilt from ashes. This isn't just a travel guide. This is an invitation to see Japan as few outsiders ever do. Are you ready? Let's begin. Tokyo. 13 million people, 37 million in the greater metro area, one of the most populous urban centers on Earth. But rewind 400 years, and Tokyo didn't exist, at least not by that name. In 1603, this was Edo, a fishing village transformed into the seat of power when Tokugawa Ieyasu established his shogunate here. For over 250 years, Edo grew in isolation, Japan's doors closed to the outside world. When Commodore Perry's black ships arrived in 1853, everything changed. The shogunate fell. The emperor moved from Kyoto to Edo. The city was renamed Tokyo, the eastern capital. Then came fire. In 1923, the Great Kanto earthquake and subsequent firestorm killed over 100,000 people and leveled much of the city. Tokyo rebuilt. Then came war. By 1945, American firebombing had destroyed half the city and killed another 100,000. Tokyo rebuilt again. What you see today isn't a preserved historical city. It's a phoenix, a city that learned to embrace impermanence, to rebuild with resilience, to look forward instead of back. This is why Tokyo feels simultaneously ancient and brand new. Stand in Shinjuku Station during rush hour. 4 million people pass through daily, the world's busiest transit hub. And yet, notice the silence. No shouting, no phone calls, just the rhythm of 350,000 footsteps per hour. This is harmony, the invisible social contract that governs Japanese life. You'll see it everywhere, in the bow, not just a greeting but a language of respect with 17 different variations. In the Otsuri Bon, the small tray used to exchange money, avoiding direct hand contact. In the absence of public trash cans, yet spotless streets because people carry their garbage home. Food in Tokyo is a ritual and a science. There are ramen shops with Michelin stars, sushi restaurants where the chef decides what you eat, and convenience stores, konbini, where a rice ball costs $2 and tastes better than most restaurant meals back home. But here's where Tokyo defies logic. This is a city where you can buy hot coffee from a vending machine on a mountain trail at midnight, where capsule hotels turn sleep into Tetris, where entire bars seat only 6 people and the bartender remembers your order from 3 years ago. Walk through Harajuku, and you'll see teenagers dressed like anime characters. Cross into Marunouchi, and everyone's in dark suits moving with corporate precision. By evening, those same salary workers are singing karaoke with the intensity of rock stars. Tokyo lives by the seasons. Spring brings hanami, cherry blossom viewing parties that turn parks into temporary worlds of pink. Autumn paints the temples gold. Winter wraps the city in illuminations that would make Las Vegas jealous. Did you know that a single bluefin tuna once sold at Tokyo's Tsukuji market for $3.1 million? That's roughly $10,000 per kilogram. The most expensive fish in history. Beneath Tokyo lies a secret. The G-Cans project, an underground cathedral of water management. This 50-mile tunnel system can pump 12,000 tons of water per second, protecting the city from floods. It's the world's largest storm drain, and it looks like a sci-fi movie set. Tokyo has over 150 animal cafes. Yes, you can drink coffee while petting cats, owls, hedgehogs, even capybaras. In a city where many apartments ban pets, these cafes fill an emotional need. Here, fruit is jewelry. A single perfect muskmelon can cost $200. Square watermelons, yes, they grow them in boxes, sell for over $150. They're not meant to be eaten. They're gifts, status symbols, article. And finally, most visitors miss this. Many of those wild Harajuku fashion rebels you see on Sundays, they're office workers. Monday through Friday, they wear conservative suits. Weekends are their creative release valve. Tokyo isn't one city. It's millions of cities, one for each person living here. We're leaving the electric present for the spiritual past. Our next stop lies 270 miles west, a journey that takes just over 2 hours at 170 miles per hour. From the city that never stops rebuilding to the city that never forgot who it was. Welcome to Kyoto. For over 1,000 years, this was the heart of Japan. Not Tokyo, not Edo, Kyoto. In 794, Emperor Kanmu moved his capital here, calling it Heian-kyo, the capital of peace and tranquility. The name was aspirational. The reality was centuries of political intrigue, samurai warfare, and cultural flourishing. This is where Japan's aesthetic tradition was born. The tea ceremony, Zen gardens, ikebana flower arrangement, kaiseki cuisine. The art of understatement that defines Japanese culture, it all started here. Kyoto has 17 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, over 2,000 temples, 400 Shinto shrines, more cultural treasures than most countries possess. And here's the remarkable thing. Kyoto was spared. During World War II, when Tokyo, Osaka, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki were devastated, Kyoto remained untouched. American Secretary of War Henry Stimson, who had honeymooned here, personally removed it from the bombing target list. What you see in Kyoto isn't reconstruction, it's preservation. Wooden machiya houses that have stood for 200 years. Gardens raked by hand every morning for centuries. Traditions passed down through 40 generations. This is Japan's memory. Let's start with what everyone gets wrong, geisha. The word means person of the arts, not entertainer, not escort, artist. Becoming a geisha takes 5 years of training in traditional dance, music, conversation, and ceremony. There are fewer than 1,000 left in Japan. Most are in Kyoto's 5 hanamachi, flower towns. You might glimpse one at dusk in Gion, moving between appointments like a living artwork. Kyoto's temples aren't museums. They're living spaces of contemplation. At Ryoanji, 15 rocks rest in raked gravel. From any viewing angle, one rock is always hidden. The lesson? Perfection exists only when we accept incompleteness. Kyoto invented kaiseki, the art of the seasonal tasting menu. Each dish is a painting, each course reflects the season. Spring brings cherry blossom motifs. Autumn brings maple leaves carved from vegetables. You're not just eating, you're experiencing time. Walk through Nishiki Market, Kyoto's 400-year-old kitchen. Here you'll find tsukemono pickles in 50 varieties. Yuba tofu skin made by hand. Fresh wasabi grated on shark skin. Ingredients you didn't know existed. The tea ceremony, chado, isn't about drinking tea. It's about presence. Every movement has meaning. The host rotates the bowl. The guest admires the glaze. 4 hours can pass preparing and sharing one bowl of whisked green matcha. In Kyoto, slowness is sophistication. Spring transforms Kyoto. Over 1 million tourists flood in for hanami, cherry blossom viewing. The philosopher's path becomes a tunnel of pink. Maruyama Park turns into an outdoor party that lasts until midnight. For 2 weeks, the whole city celebrates impermanence. Kyoto has more Shinto shrines than traffic lights. Seriously. Some shrines are smaller than a phone booth, tucked between buildings, maintained by one family for 20 generations. Fushimi Inari. Shrine has 10,000 vermilion torii gates, each one donated by a business seeking good fortune. The path up Mount Inari takes 2 to 3 hours to hike. Most tourists see only the first 100 gates and leave. A traditional Kyoto breakfast, asagohan, includes an average of 12 separate dishes: rice, miso soup, grilled fish, pickles, tofu, seaweed. It takes 30 minutes to eat. The idea is that breakfast should be meditative, not rushed. In Gion, there's an unwritten rule. If you see a geisha, don't approach her. Don't ask for photos. Don't touch her kimono, which can cost $50,000. Just appreciate. Many tourists miss this and face polite but firm rejection. And finally, Kyoto University has produced more Nobel Prize winners than any other university in Asia. 11 laureates. In a city famous for preserving the past, some of Japan's most cutting-edge research happens here. Ancient wisdom, modern innovation. That's Kyoto's contradiction. 30 miles southwest, a different energy awaits. If Tokyo is Japan's brain and Kyoto its soul, our next city is its appetite. The city that invented instant ramen and doesn't apologize for anything. This is Osaka. Osaka doesn't demand your respect like Tokyo or Kyoto. It earns your affection. This was Japan's merchant capital. While samurai ruled in Edo and emperors presided in Kyoto, Osaka's merchants controlled the money. In the 1600s, it was called the nation's kitchen. Rice from across Japan flowed through here, and so did the wealth. Osaka Castle tells the city's story. Built in 1583 by Toyotomi Hideyoshi, destroyed by war, rebuilt, destroyed again, rebuilt again. The current structure, reconstructed with concrete in 1931, renovated in 1997. It's fake, and Osakans don't care. What matters isn't authenticity, it's resilience. World War II devastated Osaka. Over 50 bombing raids, over 10,000 dead. The city's industrial heart was targeted and destroyed. But Osaka rebuilt with swagger. Today, it's Japan's second city, not in size, but in spirit. More relaxed than Tokyo, more fun than Kyoto. Less interested in rules and more interested in making you laugh. Here's how you spot an Osakan. They'll talk to strangers. In Tokyo, this is unusual. In Osaka, it's expected. Osakans have a phrase, nanboyan. Basically, how much? Because in Osaka, everything's negotiable, everyone's got an opinion, and politeness is less important than honesty. Osaka invented kuidoore, the art of eating yourself into bankruptcy. This is the city of takoyaki, octopus balls crispy outside, molten inside, of okonomiyaki, the savory pancake you cook yourself at your table, of kushikatsu, fried skewers with one rule: never double dip in the communal sauce, ever. Dotonbori is Osaka's beating heart, a canal lined with restaurants, each marked by absurd three-dimensional signs. A giant moving crab, a massive blowfish, the famous Glico Running Man. After dark, this street becomes a food carnival where you eat standing up, moving from stall to stall. Osaka is Japan's comedy capital. Manzai, a fast-paced duo comedy style, was born here. Many of Japan's most famous comedians are Osakan. There's even a dialect, Osaka-ben, considered funnier than standard Japanese. Locals speak it with pride. Osakans are passionate about baseball, specifically the Hanshin Tigers. Win or lose, mostly lose fans, fill the stadium singing fight songs and releasing balloons. There's a legend. In 1985, after a championship win, fans threw a Colonel Sanders statue into the river. The Tigers haven't won since. The curse of the Colonel. Osaka's attractions are unpretentious. The Kaiyukan Aquarium is world-class but feels like a neighborhood spot. Shinsekai District embraces retro kitsch with pride. Universal Studios Japan is here, but so are 100-year-old bathhouses where you can soak for $5. Momofuku Ando invented instant ramen in an Osaka shed in 1958. He was 48 years old and facing bankruptcy. His first batch, chicken ramen, sold out immediately. Today, 100 billion servings of instant ramen are consumed globally each year. There's a museum here where you can design your own cup noodles flavor. Stand on the right, walk on the left. That's Osaka escalator etiquette. The opposite of Tokyo, where you stand on the left. This regional difference is taken seriously. Break the rule, and you'll get glares. Osaka has the world's longest underground shopping street, Umeda Chikagai, stretching 80,000 square meters beneath the city. You could spend an entire day underground, shopping, eating, never seeing daylight. Many office workers do exactly that. Tsutenkaku Tower in Shinsekai is Osaka's answer to the Eiffel Tower. Shorter, weirder, more colorful. It's only 103 meters tall but beloved. At its base sits a golden statue of Billiken, the god of things as they ought to be. Rub his feet for luck. And finally, in Osaka, it's socially acceptable to eat while walking. In most of Japan, this is considered rude. But Osakans? They'll eat takoyaki on the move, okonomiyaki with one hand, kushikatsu straight from the fryer. Food is meant to be enjoyed, not constrained by etiquette. This is the Osaka way. Our next destination carries weight, a city whose name is synonymous with a moment that changed human history. But Hiroshima is more than its past. It's a testament to resilience, to rebuilding, to choosing peace. Let's approach with respect. August 6th, 1945. 8:15 in the morning. A single atomic bomb detonated 580 meters above Hiroshima. The temperature at ground zero reached 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Within seconds, 70,000 people were dead. By year's end, the toll reached 140,000. But this story doesn't start or end there. Before the bomb, Hiroshima was a military city, yes, but also a cultural center. Founded in 1589 by daimyo Mori Terumoto, it sat on the delta of the Ota River, 6 waterways flowing through the city like veins. The Genbaku Dome, now the A-bomb Dome, was the Hiroshima Prefectural Industrial Promotion Hall. It stood 160 meters from the Hypo Center. Its steel frame survived. Today, it stands exactly as it did after the blast. Not rebuilt, not restored, preserved as a reminder. Hiroshima made a choice, not to hide its scars, not to tear down the evidence, but to become a symbol, the Peace Memorial City, a living argument for nuclear disarmament. The city rebuilt. Within 3 years, population returned to pre-bomb levels. Within a decade, Hiroshima was thriving again. Today, over 1 million people live here. The streetcars, some of them survivors from 1945, still run. This is a city that refused to let tragedy define it. Visit the Peace Memorial Park on August 6th, and you'll witness something profound. Tens of thousands gather in silence. Paper cranes, millions of them, cover monuments. The peace bell rings. Children read poems. Survivors, hibakusha, share testimonies. There's no anger here, no calls for revenge, just a quiet, persistent plea. Never again. The Children's Peace Monument honors Sadako Sasaki, who died of leukemia caused by radiation exposure when she was 12. She folded over 1,000 paper cranes, believing the legend that doing so would grant a wish. She died before reaching her goal. Now millions of cranes arrive from around the world, folded by children who've never been to Hiroshima but understand its message. But Hiroshima isn't frozen in mourning. It lives. And like Osaka, it lives through food. Hiroshima-style okonomiyaki is different. Layered, not mixed. Cabbage, bean sprouts, pork, egg, noodles, all stacked on a griddle, flipped with precision. There's an art to it. Locals claim it's superior to Osaka's version. That debate will never be settled. 20 minutes by ferry from Hiroshima sits Miyajima, one of Japan's 3 most scenic views. The floating torii gate of Itsukushima Shrine appears to hover on water at high tide. Deer roam freely. The island is considered so sacred that for centuries no births or deaths were allowed here. The Peace Memorial Museum doesn't sensationalize. It doesn't need to. A child's tricycle, melted and charred. A watch stopped at 8:15. A wall shadow where a person stood. These objects speak quietly, and their quietness is devastating. Most visitors leave in tears. Mazda, the car company, is headquartered in Hiroshima. After the bombing, the company's factories became emergency hospitals. Today, Mazda remains the city's largest employer, a symbol of Hiroshima's industrial resilience. Hiroshima has the most extensive streetcar network in Japan. Some of the cars are original models from the 1940s, survivors of the atomic bomb. They've been continuously maintained and still carry passengers daily. Riding one feels like time travel. Hiroshima produces the most oysters in Japan. The waters around Miyajima create ideal growing conditions. If you visit between October and March, you can eat them grilled, fried, raw, or in hot pot. Locals claim they're the best in the world. The Hiroshima Toyo Kart baseball team draws fierce loyalty. After the atomic bombing, the team's formation in 1950 gave the city something to rally around. Their fan chants are famous throughout Japan, a rhythmic call and response that fills the stadium. The flame of peace in Memorial Park has burned continuously since 1964. It will not be extinguished until all nuclear weapons on Earth are destroyed. It's been burning for over 60 years. Hiroshima is patient. We're traveling north to the Sea of Japan coast, to a city that time protected, where samurai districts remain intact, where gold leaf covers everything, where geisha still entertain in the old way, a city that preserved what others lost. This is Kanazawa, Japan's hidden jewel. Kanazawa means marsh of gold. The name comes from a legend. A peasant named Imohori Togoro washed potatoes in a marsh and discovered gold dust. Reality is less poetic but more impressive. For over 300 years, Kanazawa was ruled by the Maeda clan, one of the wealthiest daimyo families in Japan. They controlled the rice-rich Kaga domain, which produced more revenue than many small nations. With that wealth came patronage, arts, crafts, culture. Here's Kanazawa's secret. Geography saved it. Nestled between mountains and sea, it wasn't strategically important during World War II. No factories, no military installations. So American bombers passed it by. What resulted is rare. A Japanese city where the past remains physically present. Samurai houses with earthen walls still stand. Geisha, tea houses operate as they did 200 years ago. Traditional crafts, gold leaf, lacquerware, Kutani porcelain, continue unbroken through generations. Kanazawa isn't a museum piece, though. The 21st Century Museum of Contemporary Art brings cutting-edge design. The train station entrance, a massive wooden gate called Suzumi Mon, merges tradition with modern engineering. This is a city that respects its past but doesn't live in it. Kenrokuin is considered one of Japan's 3 great gardens. The name means Garden of 6 Sublimities, 6 perfect attributes: spaciousness, seclusion, artifice, antiquity, water features, panoramic views. Walk through in winter when yukitsuri, protective rope structures, shield trees from heavy snow. They look like conical sculptures. Each rope is tied by hand using traditional techniques. Come spring, the ropes come down and cherry blossoms take over. Kanazawa produces 99% of Japan's gold leaf. Yes, 99%. Sheets are hammered so thin that 10,000 stacked layers would measure only a few centimeters. You'll find gold on temples, Buddha statues, pottery, and yes, even food. Gold leaf ice cream is a thing here. The Higashi Chaya district is one of Japan's best preserved geisha quarters. Chaya means tea house, exclusive establishments where geisha entertain with music, dance, and conversation. You can't just walk in. You need an introduction. Many are closed to first-time visitors entirely. Omocho Market has fed Kanazawa for 280 years. The Sea of Japan provides bounty. Snow crab in winter, yellowtail in spring, rockfish in summer. Sushi here is extraordinary because the fish literally arrived this morning. Kanazawa's crafts culture runs deep. Kutani porcelain with its vivid overglaze. Kaga uses silk dyeing with intricate patterns. Wajima lacquerware built up through dozens of layers. These aren't souvenirs, they're heirlooms passed through generations. Walk through Nagamachi, the samurai district, and notice the earthen walls, ochre-colored, slightly uneven. They've been repaired and maintained for centuries using the same clay mixtures. Behind those walls, samurai houses preserve traditional interiors. Tatami rooms, hidden staircases, private gardens. Kanazawa has more rainy days than any major Japanese city. Over 240 days with precipitation annually. This shaped the culture, hence the emphasis on indoor crafts and the local expression. Even if you forget your lunch, never forget your umbrella. Miryuji Temple is nicknamed the Ninja Temple. Not because ninjas lived there, they didn't, but because it's filled with defensive features, hidden rooms, trapdoors, concealed tunnels, secret staircases. During the Edo period, when displays of military power were forbidden, the temple doubled as a secret fortress. Kanazawa has 15 designated kaga vegetables, heirloom varieties grown here for centuries. The kaga lotus root is sweeter. The gensuke radish is spicier. These vegetables are protected by geographical indication status. You can't grow a real kaga vegetable anywhere else. Kanazawa's wagashi, traditional Japanese sweets, are edible art. Made from rice flour, sweet bean paste, and sugar, they're shaped into seasonal motifs. Cherry blossoms in spring. Maple leaves in autumn. Each sweet represents the current season or an upcoming festival. D.T. Suzuki, the philosopher who introduced Zen Buddhism to the West, was born here. His museum in Kanazawa is a contemplative space, minimalist architecture reflecting pools, quiet rooms. It's not about learning Zen, it's about feeling it. Kanazawa is Japan's hidden jewel, a city that preserved what others lost. We're heading north, far north, to Japan's newest frontier, a place that wasn't even considered fully Japanese until the late 19th century, where winter lasts 5 months, where ramen was perfected, where a beer company built a city. This is Sapporo, Japan's wild north. Sapporo is young, impossibly young by Japanese standards. Until the 1860s, Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost island, was called Ezo. It was frontier territory, home to the indigenous Ainu people who'd lived here for thousands of years. The Japanese considered it remote, foreign, too cold. Then came the Meiji Restoration. Japan needed to modernize, expand, secure its borders against Russian expansion. In 1869, the government established the Hokkaido Development Commission and renamed Ezo to Hokkaido, Northern Sea Circuit. Sapporo was designed from scratch in 1869. American advisors helped plan it, hence the grid layout, unusual for Japan. Wide streets, right angles, space. It looks more like an American Midwestern city than Tokyo or Kyoto. The Sapporo Beer Brewery opened in 1876. It wasn't just a business. It was a statement. Hokkaido could produce world-class products. Today, Sapporo is Japan's 5th largest city and Hokkaido's capital. The beer, still excellent. The 1972 Winter Olympics put Sapporo on the world map. Japan's first Winter Games. New infrastructure, international attention. The city transformed from frontier outpost to modern metropolis in a single generation. Every February, Sapporo hosts the Snow Festival, Yuki Matsuri. Over 200 ice and snow sculptures, some as large as buildings. Anime characters, historical monuments, intricate castles. Over 2 million visitors brave sub-zero temperatures to witness it. This started small in 1950. 6 local high school students built snow statues in Odori Park. Now it's one of Japan's biggest festivals. Sapporo perfected miso ramen. Rich, savory, topped with corn and butter, ingredients that reflect Hokkaido's agricultural abundance. The ramen is designed for winter, hot enough to warm you from the inside, thick enough to satisfy farmers and fishermen. Ramen Yokocho, Ramen Alley, packs 17 ramen shops into a single block. Each one claims to be the original. The competition is fierce. The ramen is extraordinary. Susukino is Japan's northernmost entertainment district. Neon signs, izakayas, nightclubs. In summer, it's lively. In winter, it's surreal. Neon reflecting off snow, steam rising from grates, the temperature 20 degrees below zero. Hokkaido University's campus is stunning. In autumn, a 70-year-old ginkgo tree avenue turns golden. In winter, snow buries the pathways. Students cross-country ski to class. It's one of Japan's top universities, and the only one where wildlife, foxes, deer, regularly wander through campus. Shiroi koibito, white lover, is Hokkaido's most famous cookie. 2 thin butter cookies with white chocolate between them. The factory in Sapporo looks like a fairy tale European mansion. You can tour it, watch cookies being made, and yes, sample them fresh. The Ainu culture is slowly gaining recognition. For decades, it was suppressed. Now there are cultural centers, museums, language programs. Traditional Ainu patterns, intricate geometric designs appear on textiles and wood carvings. It's a complicated history, but progress is happening. Sapporo receives an average of 16 feet of snow annually. That's nearly 5 meters. The city has an elaborate system of heated sidewalks and underground passages connecting buildings. In winter, you can navigate large parts of downtown without ever going outside. The Sapporo Clock Tower is the city's symbol, a modest wooden building with a working clock installed in 1881. It's been keeping time for over 140 years. Many tourists expect something grand and are surprised by its simplicity. But that's Sapporo, practical over pretentious. Sapporo invented soup curry, not the thick Japanese curry you know, but a spiced broth with vegetables and your choice of chicken, lamb, or seafood. It emerged in the 1970s and has become Sapporo's signature dish alongside ramen. Over 200 soup curry restaurants compete citywide. Sapporo is so close to wilderness that Hokkaido brown bears occasionally wander into residential areas. Not regularly, but enough that warning signs are common. There are protocols, sirens. The city exists on the edge of nature in a way Tokyo never could. The Sapporo Beer Garden operates year-round, but summer is when it truly shines. Genghis-kan, Jingisukan, is the specialty. Grilled lamb cooked on a dome-shaped skillet. You eat outdoors under the stars, drinking fresh Sapporo beer, cooking your own meat. It's communal, casual, and quintessentially Hokkaido. In Sapporo, rough edges are part of the charm. We're returning south, but not to Tokyo. To its neighbor, its rival, its complement, a city built on international connections, where Japan first opened to the world, where cultures collide and create something new. This is Yokohama, the port that changed everything. In 1853, Commodore Matthew Perry's black ships anchored in Yokohama Bay. Japan's 200-year isolation, Sakoku, was ending, whether it wanted to or not. Yokohama was chosen as the official treaty port in 1859, not Tokyo, then called Edo. The shogunate wanted to keep foreigners at a safe distance from the capital. Yokohama was a fishing village of 100 households. Perfect. Within decades, Yokohama transformed. Foreign merchants built trading houses. Chinese immigrants established what became Japan's largest Chinatown. Western-style buildings lined the streets. Gas lamps. Sidewalks. Horse-drawn carriages. Japan's first railway connected Yokohama to Tokyo in 1872. The 1923 Great Kanto earthquake devastated Yokohama worse than Tokyo. The port facilities collapsed. Fires consumed the foreign settlement. 60,000 people died. The city rebuilt with modern materials, wider streets, earthquake-resistant designs. Today, Yokohama is Japan's second-largest city by population, 3.7 million residents. It's Tokyo's complement, more international, more relaxed, more experimental. The Minato Mirai 21 district showcases futuristic architecture. The landmark tower stood as Japan's tallest building from 1993 to 2014. Yokohama looks forward, not back. Yokohama Chinatown is the largest in Japan. Over 600 shops and restaurants packed into a few blocks. 4 ornate gates mark the cardinal directions. You'll smell roasted chestnuts, steamed buns, and Szechuan spices before you see them. This isn't a tourist recreation. Chinese immigrants have lived here continuously since the 1860s. Festivals are authentic. The food is legitimate. It's a living community, not a theme park. The Cup Noodles Museum celebrates instant ramen with unironic enthusiasm. You can design your own custom cup noodles, choose your soup, select your toppings, decorate the cup. It's quirky, interactive, and surprisingly educational about food innovation. Remember, Momofuku Ando's invention changed how the world eats. Sankeien Garden offers tranquility minutes from downtown. A silk merchant named Hara Sankei built it in 1906, relocating historic structures from Kyoto and Kamakura. A 3-story pagoda, tea houses, all set in a 17-hectare garden with ponds, hills, and seasonal flowers. It's proof that Yokohama, despite its modernity, understands traditional beauty. The red brick warehouse, Akarenga, dates to 1911. Originally customs buildings, they're now cultural spaces hosting markets, concerts, and exhibitions. In winter, there's an outdoor ice skating rink. In summer, beer gardens. The brick exteriors remain unchanged. Industrial heritage as aesthetic. Yamashita Park runs along the waterfront. It's romantic in the evening. Harbor lights, distant ships, Mount Fuji visible on clear days. Couples stroll. Street musicians perform. The Hikawa Maru, a retired ocean liner from 1930, is permanently docked as a museum ship. The Shin Yokohama Ramen Museum isn't a museum. It's a food theme park. The basement recreates 1958 Tokyo with period storefronts and lighting. 9 ramen shops represent different regional styles. You can taste Hokkaido miso ramen, Kyushu tonkotsu, Tokyo shoyu, all without leaving the building. It's delicious research. Yokohama is one of the world's busiest ports. Container ships the size of skyscrapers dock here daily. It's Japan's gateway for international trade, just as it was in 1859. The scale is overwhelming. Cranes moving in synchronized ballet. Containers stacked like Lego blocks. The Yokohama Dene Bay Stars play at Yokohama Stadium, which seats 30,000. Their fans are known for coordinated cheers and balloon releases after the 7th inning. Win or lose, they lose a lot. The atmosphere is electric. Yokohama has the highest concentration of international schools in Japan. Over 100 nationalities are represented in the city's foreign resident population. You'll hear Mandarin, English, Portuguese, Tagalog on the streets. This diversity shaped Yokohama's openness. The Yamate district preserves Western-style houses from the foreign settlement era. 7 historic residences are open to the public: Victorian, Spanish, French colonial architecture. Inside are period furnishings and exhibits on early international residents. It's like stepping into a different country without leaving Japan. Yokohama claims to have invented Neapolitan spaghetti, pasta with ketchup-based sauce, a dish found nowhere in Italy. It emerged in the 1950s when a chef at the New Grand Hotel adapted military rations into something palatable. Now it's a nostalgic comfort food across Japan. Only in Yokohama could a fake Italian dish become a national staple. 7 cities. 7 faces of Japan. Tokyo, the phoenix that rebuilds itself endlessly. Kyoto, the keeper of traditions. Osaka, the city that laughs at rules. Hiroshima, the testament to resilience and peace. Kanazawa, where time moves slower and craftsmanship matters. Sapporo, the frontier spirit on the edge of wilderness. Yokohama, the gateway where cultures collide and create. But beyond these cities lies something deeper. A way of being that defines Japan. Omotenashi, hospitality without expectation of reward. Wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection. Shogunai, accepting what cannot be changed. Ikigai, reason for being. Japan doesn't choose between old and new. It holds both. A country where you can attend a 1,000-year-old tea ceremony in the morning and ride a magnetically levitated train in the afternoon. Where vending machines dispense everything from eggs to umbrellas. But handwritten thank you notes are still standard. The Japanese have a word, mono no aware, the pathos of things. An awareness that beauty is fleeting, that cherry blossoms fall, that seasons end, that nothing lasts forever. And yet they celebrate anyway, because nothing lasts forever. Japan isn't easy to understand. It doesn't try to be. It invites you to experience, to observe, to feel, to appreciate what you cannot fully grasp. That's the beauty of Japan. Not something you conquer or decode. Something you witness, something that changes you if you let it. This was Simply Global Travel. Join us, one journey at a time as we explore the world through a fresh lens. And, next up, come along with us as we discover France. What makes France more than a collection of postcards? What transforms a country into a feeling? This is your invitation to see France not as tourists do, but as those who truly know it experience it every day. We'll explore the many dimensions of French life that reveal why this nation has captivated the world for centuries.